Well, I feel like it's the literal like lean forward, get locked in meme, as Donald Trump has just unleashed not just kind of veiled language, but actual language about this video that Democrats just put out calling for essentially a military coup against him, calling to, well, hang them, or reminding them that there is a penalty for this act, and that is in fact death. These are real tweets, real messages from Donald Trump over this Democrat call for, I believe, a military coup. So it's worth looking at. Just want to remind you guys before we get into the tweet, I've got a few left of the Christmas and the drink book and the original cookbook, which I have off camera here. They're all memes and delicious recipes. And I just think it's a great gift. I put them on sale for $20. You can get a discount on all three. There's only maybe 200 left. thequartering.com/shop, the perfect Christmas gift, stocking stuffer, white elephant gift, whatever you need. It's got you covered. And me and my wife will be shipping them on the 1st of December. Here we have seditious behavior punishable by death. This is actually crazy. Here's another tweet he just put out. It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President DJT. Now, again, a lot of people are saying, you know, hey, go arrest them then. But then Donald Trump calls for Democratic member of Congress to be hanged. Donald Trump retruth, hang them. George Washington would. I mean, I thought yesterday was crazy. And it was like, well, how will the headlines change today? Well, I would say pretty different or pretty crazy. You know, I don't really know how we keep ramping things up. I mean, obviously, I'd like to see things dial down, but let's not pretend that this isn't exactly what they did. Donald Trump is 100% right. Here he also reshared domestic Terry Democrats always causing chaos and destruction, destroying people's lives. Also sharing, I think they should be charged with sedition, and also save those tapes and run them when the next Democrat commie is in office. He retruthed traitors, hang them like George Washington would. Now, I don't know if Donald Trump is actually the guy typing out his tweets. I bet you somebody probably types them and he approves them before they go out, kind of thing. But the meltdown is real. And so here's one of these Democrat senators that put out these videos. This is, we speak directly to the communities of the military and the intelligence community. The American people need you to stand up for our laws and our Constitution. Do not give up the ship. But what they're really doing here is calling for a military coup against Donald Trump.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Oh, you don't even have a microphone. I want to hear. Yeah, great job.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
Whoa, why are they all so white?
United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
I don't think they are. I think that members of law enforcement want to bust criminals. I think that the quote unquote enormous pressure is non-existent. I think that most of these people probably want to do their job.
Americans trust their military.
That trust is at risk.
No, it
This
isn't.
administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Are they? You mean like the Democrats did during their J6 when they were, or how about the Democrats during the coup lockdowns? right? How about when you were, surveilling Christians who wanted to go to church, or Americans who wanted to go to the gym, or people who were going to parent-teacher meetings, or what is the word for I'm thinking of it? School board meetings. When the Democrats did all that. Not that that was okay, but this is sedition. It's conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of the state or a monarch. Now, Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief. They are encouraging that.
Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Oh,
Our
are
laws
they?
are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
Now, this is the loophole. So they're saying, well, you can refuse illegal orders. The implication is that Trump wanting to keep this country safe is somehow an illegal order. That's how they're going to avoid prosecution on this, probably.
you must refuse illegal orders.
Oh, you must
No
refuse
one
them.
has to carry out orders that violate the law.
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're
No, it isn't, though. Let's see how the replies are going. 23,000 likes, not bad. 21,000 comments. Gadzooks. Illegal orders like experimental jabs, sedition. Here's U.S. Penal Code 2387. People calling her Jewish. Well, that's normal for X, I suppose. Here's Senator Sokin on the plane to Biden's shakedown of Ukraine in 2015 to protect Burisma, the corrupt company paying his son. Oops. I think that, sweet sedition, redheaded libertarian, like this is literally, I mean, I guess I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say, from a legal perspective, but I would argue this is really, really on the line. And I think that what you're going to have is probably nothing, because I think they worded it in a way that will probably protect them, because they're going to say, well, we say it's illegal. We say what they're saying is illegal, but it's not. It's not. He's asking them, if the commander-in-chief, he's asking them to protect American cities, to deport people. And so, OMG, look what Trump just posted. Seditious behavior punishable by death. Justin Trump responds to Democrat lawmakers calling on the military to defy orders from the administration. Seditious behavior punishable by death. I do think, I might not go as far as the death penalty. That's a little spicy for a Midwestern guy. But, I'd like to see them out of the government when they're doing this kind of stuff. Good Thursday. President Trump is called seditious behavior. This is Benny Johnson. President Trump goes off on Democrat veterans in Congress, urging service members to refuse unspecified unlawful orders. This is really bad and dangerous to the country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up. I would like to see literally anybody, I don't know what, investigated something. Our own government let us down the other day by not, deciding that they weren't going to prosecute or even admonish a Democrat lawmaker who was live texting with Jeffrey Epstein. Trump deems Dems traitors over calls for military to resist unlawful orders. The implication is obviously that what he's saying, what he wants them to do is illegal, but it's not. And this is, it's really time to stop. In response, Senator Elissa Slotkin, one of the members, said, a lot of people got upset about the video. Let me just say this. They are trying to wield fear to get us to stop talking about the issue. Well, what is the issue? They don't want us to be talking about the deployment of military in our streets. I think most citizens are happy to have that. I think that that's a Democrat lie. I think that the overwhelming majority of citizens are happy to feel safer, to have the National Guard in their streets, to have these criminals staying inside because they don't want to actually get arrested. You had members of Congress and members of Senate encouraging members of our military and members of our intelligence community to go and defy orders. And by that way, there is nothing illegal about what they're doing. And this is abhorrent conduct. This is from General Todd Blanche on Wednesday of the Justice Department, said that he might launch a probe into these 6 Democrats. What is the reason for them saying what they said, except for to encourage members of the military, to encourage members of our intelligence community to defy direct command from their superior, and that is wrong. At one point, Hannity displayed the Insurrection Act, which bars anyone who engages in a rebellion from holding public office. Blanche stopped short of suggesting the lawmakers violated that statute, but said that any probe would absolutely be under what their intent was in saying this. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller decried the comments from Democrats as insurrection plainly, directly. These lawmakers should honestly resign in disgrace and never return to public office again, even daring to think, let alone say these words, and say them proudly, Miller said on Fox News. Well, look, the rhetoric, I think for most Americans is getting tiresome. The left is constantly saying bonkers stuff. And then they're like, well, we need to turn the temperature down. Oh, by the way, the military, we should have a military coup against President Trump. But we should turn the temperature down. Like, we have to remove from office at the very minimum, some of these lunatics who are out here using their position in office as a shield to do nonsense. And by the way, if Republicans had done this this is why I don't care, and this is why I want the fullest extent of the law thrown at these people. If Republicans had done this under Joe Biden, they absolutely would have prosecuted them. They would have prosecuted their family. They would have ruined their lives. So I don't care about the moral high ground anymore. I mean, as you guys know, I'm proudly low road. So I absolutely support whatever the fullest extent of the legal ramifications for this coming down on these lunatics. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.